Hello, so I really wanted this to be a one-take kind of video, and I just wanted it to be kind of raw and unedited and just actually just speak my mind, and sorry if I stutter or whatever, but I want to talk about why most relationships fail, in my opinion. So I was thinking about making this video earlier today, this afternoon, and I'm finally making it. So I think a lot of the reasons relationships fail is a lack of trust. For example, you'll just be texting one of your friends, and your girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever is like, oh, who you texting, your hoes, or oh, you're flirting with them now. Like, a lot of that stuff comes from jealousy. A lot of jealousy comes from a lack of trust, and a lot of lack of trust is usually what ruins relationships. A lot of the reasons long distance relationships don't really work out as much as any other type of relationships work is because there's also, not only is there no contact with each other, but at some point trust begins to fail. And when trust begins to fail, everything goes downhill. That's why trust is so important in relationships. And I've done my fair share of mistakes in relationships. I've done my fair share of bombing my relationships, messing up my relationships. And I've done a lot of this stuff that I'm not even proud of. But I want to talk today about why they failed. And the reason I'm making this is because people have asked me before, hey, make a video on relationships and stuff. But I truly think that a lot of relationships, the reason that they're failing the most is because people honestly just don't really want to put in the effort for a relationship. A lot of people will post on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc., how they want to be in a relationship for the rest of their life. They want to go ahead and settle down, but they don't have the attributes, it seems like, to actually settle down. So they'll just sit there and they'll post, oh, I want someone who is this and that for me and down for me and all this other shit, and that will literally sit there and be with you the rest of your life. Now, do you know how hard it is to keep someone in your life for the rest of it? You have to have tons of dedication. They have to have tons of dedication. You guys have to really love each other, not that petty love, I love you shit. No, like the actual love each other, and actual, you gotta actually put in the effort and not just put in 50% while they're putting in 250. That's not fair. That's not a relationship. That's not like a stable relationship. There's a lot of relationships that I see nowadays with my friends. It's like they're in high school. I just graduated. I'm 19 years old, by the way. I graduated when I was, I was 18 and I'm about to turn 19. Okay, yeah. And a lot of stuff failed for me when I was in high school. I learned a lot of stuff about my relationships that I went through because I made a lot of mistakes, and I said a lot of stupid things to people. I did a lot of stupid things with people that I regret. I actually had lost my virginity a long time ago at an early age because I didn't save it for someone that I was like truly in love with, and I regret that. I look back now, and most relationships nowadays in person, they just want sex. I've had relationships in person where it was just nothing but sex all the time, and one of the things that occurs to me after having so much sex with someone in a relationship is once the sex gets tiring or it becomes repetitive, you gotta have the love and cherishing each other to back up on. And I used to work at as a telemarketer, and one of the employees that worked with me actually gave me a really good life lesson. They told me that after you have sex with someone for so long and etc., you have to be able to back up on the love to keep the relationship going and back up on this and that. And a lot of people aren't willing to back up on things. They're just willing to just basically have sex with each other and then leave, or have sex with each other and that's it. They don't want to move past it. They don't want to get to know each other. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? What do you like to do? Let me know the true you. And that's why a lot of relationships fails, because people aren't willing to get to know each other now. Now it's just, and I know I shouldn't even be the one saying this, but because I've done my fair share of messed up relationships, of having sex in relationships too early, of doing this or that too early, not really getting to know people on more of a line that just what their body is in person, and I've had my fair share of that. I think a lot of people who aren't virgins have had their fair share of stuff like that. And there's a lot of people that I'm actually proud of that are still virgins, that are like 19, 20, 21, and 18 years old. And I honestly, to this day, I wish I was still one, because I always regretted losing it. But that's why a lot of relationships fail, because people just want to have sex with each other and not get past that. They'll get each other pregnant, and then after that, it's that they'll leave right after because they acted like you decided to do all this stuff, but when stuff happens, they walk out. And I don't understand that. I think another reason why relationships fail is because people don't want to give someone almost all their time, or they don't want to make sacrifices for the relationship. For example, a lot of people, okay, so say you're dating a stoner guy, okay, and let's say he smokes all the time, and you don't really smoke that much, and he smokes all the time, and he's always high, and he doesn't really text you that much whenever he's high, and you ask him, you're like, hey, I want you to start texting me more, and I know it's because you've been getting high that you're not really talking to me much anymore. Will you please stop doing that? And they're like, no, I always smoke weed and all this stuff, and I don't really text people when I'm high or whatever, or I'm doing this or that. And that's the part where they don't want to make sacrifices, and that breaks a lot of things. Another thing is, like, if you date a gamer guy or gamer girl, if you're going to date a gamer guy that's gaming all the time, you got to be able to go in a relationship expecting that they're not going to give you all their time in the world anyway. I mean, because they're going to be gaming. It's gaming, and I don't know. I strongly believe that in order to keep a stable relationship, there's got to be some arguments in that relationship. And I know that's crazy. Like, Dylan, that sounds crazy. You have to have arguments in a relationship. And the reason I say that is, if you get along with everything, it's like you're dating yourself. You gotta have disagreements on stuff. You gotta have arguments on different things. You gotta stand your ground. You can't just love whatever they love just because they love it, and give up the stuff that you love because they don't like it. That's not fair. Or vice versa. You should never have to give up a lot of stuff that's just for the person that you're with. Like, I remember I was with one of my exes a long time ago, and she wanted me to give up my YouTube channel, and she wanted me to give up my people, my supporters and everything, all because she was so jealous about it. And I told her no, I wasn't gonna do that. That's not what I want to do. Like, I've done a pretty good job of keeping my personal life, private. I've done a pretty good job of that. At least I think so. And I do what I can. I really try. I try hard with it. And I've had some pretty messed up relationships. I've had some almost abusive relationships, and there's relationships that I don't want to talk about. I've had all kinds of, and the reason I make this video is because I've been there, and I've probably done what you've done before, that you probably messed up, that I messed up at some point in my life too. So I want to go ahead and end this video by saying, if you really want a stable relationship, you gotta have patience with each other. You gotta be able to respect each other's opinion. You gotta understand whenever they say that they're busy, and not think that they're out cheating or fucking somebody. You gotta be able to trust them. Trust is one of the biggest things in relationships. And I just want to end this by saying, trust the person you're with. And if you're not happy with the person, get out. You can do so much better. Bye, guys. Thank you.